What's going on, y'all? It's your man Headkrack, and I'm coming to you with a Headtorial. Pretty much it's a editorial, and my name is Headkrack. I merged the two. There's a video floating around right now on Facebook with, one of the more notable trolls who goes by the name of Candace Owens, speaking about the, protest and, all the things that have spawned from said protest, like people like to throw the word riot around and unrest and things like that. But at the end of the day, hey, listen, man, you got to make some noise sometimes to get the attention of the world, and it's a part of that, you know what I mean? And when you talk about George Floyd and, you try to go back and pull up things from his history that have nothing to do with the moment, it shows that you're missing the point. Now, it's easy to come in here with like all uppercase energy and just be calling people names and whatnot, but to quote the great rapper Nas, Candace Owens, you're a black girl lost.
I mean, it's embarrassing.
You're missing the point. When these cops were sitting on him with their knee on his neck, I don't think they were digging into his whole criminal past and history while they were doing it. They were doing it because they were wrong, and these law enforcement agencies have had, no real repercussion to face over time for the wrongdoing to not just black people, but also, I've seen videos of, them mistreating whites as well, and Latinos, and, everybody in between. This is a larger scale thing than just, one person. George Floyd was the last little drop of water that caused the pot to boil over and get things cracking again. This ain't the first time there's been, protests, marches, and unrest. I mean, you see, everything that happened with Mike Brown, and, in Ferguson. See everything that was going on with the, the unhappiness about the Trayvon Martin verdict. You see everything that popped off when Rodney King, got beaten. Those cops got off. We continually see things on camera being committed as crimes by people who are supposed to be preventing crimes, and we don't get justice based off of them doing their crimes. When we was watching George Floyd, we saw murder. And for you, Candace, to see it any other way either tells me one of two things. You're playing the game, which I definitely understand. I understand playing the game. A lot of people in media do it. They play the game. You got your monetized pages. The longer you talk and babble, the longer people watch, the more you can spend money and and get some pay out of that. The more ridiculous things you say, the more you'll get shared, the more people know your name. But what's your end game? Because here's the thing, sweetheart. There are some people, a small percentage of people, who hear the things you say and think you're serious. And maybe you are serious. And if you are serious, then good grief, who harmed you? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you're doing this to be a troll, if you're doing this and saying the things you're saying, Candace, just to get a rise out of people, it's counterproductive, because some people actually believe the dumb shit that comes out of your mouth. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not helping. It's counterproductive. You're making us moonwalk backwards with a lot of this stuff. Now, granted, yeah, there's been some uncool things that I've seen within these protests as well. And, we could speak on that on another conversation. But for you to not understand that this wasn't about one particular person and whatever his past may have been, but a continuous pattern of police brutality. Well, actually, let's remove police brutality. Police fatality. Fatalities at the hands of police. There's so many hashtags that, it's hard to even recite them all because you'll forget a gang of names. Don't get the narrative confused, and don't confuse the people who are trying to understand the narrative. Because, there might be some people who are unaware and will see your video and think that is what it is because it came out of a black mouth. You're not our spokesperson, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm just giving you mine. But come on, don't confuse the people. There's enough confusion and chaos going on out there already. All right? Whose side are you on? All right? Anyway, peace and love. Share this video. Hopefully you see this, Candace. And if you don't, y'all share it. Hopefully she sees it. Whose side are you on, sweetheart?